good morning. Day 7 of our time here in Tassie. Day 10 of our trip overall. Here at Scottsdale, a free camp. Plenty of people here, that's for sure. Struggled to find a bit of a spot when we rolled in last night. Had an awesome sleep last night, which is good. It's about 6 in the morning now. We'll pack up and we're going to head down the east coast, St Helens, Bicheno, etc. And then head a little bit inland for tonight. So it should be an awesome day. Looking forward to it. A free camp at Scottsdale where we stayed last night. Pretty busy little place. We're just heading up now to inner town to lube the chains. Simon needs to put some tyre pressure in, and then we'll go get breakfast and then head off. There's Kenny. Here's the pub we had dinner last night. Great feed. Lord's Hotel.
I think it was that BP. So
Back to the Ampole.
yeah.
We had planned to meet at the BP service station, but that was closed, so we headed down to the Caltex. We then headed off for breakfast, had a great feed, and then had a very serious discussion about where we were going to go for the day. Anyway, we headed over to the east coast. Our first stop of the day was a little town called Leagerwood, with some beautiful statues, all carved out of the timber. Yeah, here we are at the statues. World War II. Tribute to World War II people, soldiers. All made out of wood, very impressive. Behind the park there's a great free camp, and they've also got an old railway carriage which they've converted into a museum. They sell gifts there as well. It was pretty awesome. The lady opened it up for us, as it wasn't due to open yet. See the orange glow in the sky? That's because the west coast was on fire. Lucky we'd already done it. We set off heading to the east. Went through a town called Derby. It's renowned for its mountain bike trails, and there were bikes everywhere. Lots of people camping there as well. It's great for the small town to have so many people turn up. We didn't stop, we just rode through town and continued on our way. We headed over some beautiful winding mountain roads, lovely twisties. It really was a great ride. We then pulled in to a little town called Weldborough, more of a locality really. There was just a pub here which offered accommodation. The pub was shut, so we just took a few photos, soaked up the atmosphere, got a group photo, and then headed off. We then headed off to a place called Pub in the Paddock at a little town called Pyengana. It's famous for Priscilla, a pig that drinks beer. So the idea is you buy a beer from the pub, feed it to the pig. The pub wasn't open, so we just watched the pigs eat. Didn't want to give them a beer anyway.
Well, that shows how live that wire is. Yeah.
We then headed back down the road to the Pyengana Dairy. Great little spot. We got opportunity for another group photo, and then went inside and had a coffee. Here's Ken looking at the cheeses. We then set off down to the coast. We went to the Bay of Fires and made the one-way trip up to a place called Binalong Bay. It was a pretty good spot.
Yeah, so here we are at the Bay of Fires, Binalong Bay, to be precise. Just down here at the boat ramp.
Here's a couple of photos showing what gives the rocks their colour. A few more photos before Ken photobombed my selfie, which turned out pretty good. And then we headed back into St Helens. We continued on down the beautiful east coast and made our way to a little town of Scamander, where we pulled in just for a few photos.
Yeah, we're just down here at Bicheno Lobster Shack. I dare say that's lunch. Down at the bay. Awesome spot.
We had a great feed of fish and chips at the Lobster Shack and then set off heading our way down south along the east coast. We pulled into the tourist attraction called Spiky Bridge. It's a bridge that's built on one of the old convict-built coach roads in the area. We stopped in at the little town of Triabunna and headed down to the waterfront. This is the town where you catch the ferry over to Maria Island. So we had a look at the boats and then set off. Did I tell you Tassie's in the middle of a heat wave at the moment, so it's pretty warm. That's also part of the reason there were fires. We then stopped at a little town called Orford for a quick break and then headed back in towards Hobart. We headed back into Sorell to Simon and Selina's place. They'd offered us to put it up for the night again. On the way we got some oysters, and here I was trying to get a video of Ken shoveling them down his throat. I've never seen anyone eat oysters like that before, but he was a bit shy. So we settled in for another great night. Those awesome sunset photos, that's because the west coast was on fire.